A very warm welcome to today's insightful webinar on a topic that is becoming increasingly vital in our professional journeys, personal branding at workplace. We are truly honored to host this event under the esteemed mentorship of Professor Dr. Jayanti Ranjan Ma'am, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sharda University, Agra. Her vision and guidance continue to inspire and empower us in our pursuit of excellence. We extend our sincere gratitude to Ma'am for her invaluable support. This webinar has been meticulously organized and convened by Dr. Gaurav Agarwal, Assistant Professor at Shada School of Business Studies. Dr. Agarwal, your dedication and bringing such patience, such pertinent topics to our students is truly commendable. Thank you for making this session possible. In today's highly competitive business environment, standing out isn't just about what you know, but also about how you present yourself and what you present. Through this session, we will explore essential topics such as building a strong personal presence, aligning your values with your professional goals, and effectively communicating your unique strengths with a team of organization. And now, for the moment we all been eagerly anticipating, we have with us today a distinguished expert who will guide us through the nuance of personal branding. This is my immense pleasure to introduce Mr. Nidhin George. Mr. George is a seasoned content and brand market motivational speaker. With his extensive experience and profound understanding of brand dynamics, he is truly an authority in this field. We are incredibly fortunate to have him share his invaluable knowledge and practical strategies with us today. Without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Nidhin George to virtually take the stage. Sir, we are all ears and eager to learn from you. Over to you.
Okay, can you hear me all right? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Right, good. I like that you're engaging. So let's start. I want you guys to closely observe everything that's going on in this session, right? You can engage, you can ask questions, and if you don't want to, if you feel a little shy, drop them in the chat. That's perfectly fine. I can see them, right? All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Today we are going to be talking about personal branding for continued growth and success in the workplace. I'm so excited that you're all here on a Friday morning, and I'm really looking forward to this session. I want you guys to observe what happened in the last 30 seconds or so. And I also want you guys to keep observing what is going to happen for the rest of the session. Yeah. Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome to this session on personal branding for continued growth and success in the workplace. I am super excited to be here on Friday morning, as I'm sure are all of you. And I'm definitely excited to be talking with you, college students, on personal branding and what it means for you as you get into your careers and as you build your presence and your brand in the workplace. So I have a question for you. What was your impression, or what happened in the first 30 seconds, and what happened in the next 30 seconds? What did you take? What was your impression? You can unmute and talk, or you can drop it in the comments. I can read them as well. Oh, by the way, did I tell you this is going to be an engaging session? So if you guys have been thinking that you can sit here with your cameras off, chill on the sofa, or eat something and then just pay attention through the year, that's not going to happen. If you have to make this session happen, you're going to have to turn on your cameras and work with me here, because this is not a me speak and you listen. This is an interactive, engaging session. So go on. I need your input. Am I not audible? Were you guys not able to hear me? Is there a Lakshmi? Is the audio working? Can you hear me? Can they hear me all right?
Yes. Yeah, Nidhin. Everything is all right.
Yes.
You're audible.
Cool. Then I guess someone did not understand my question. Is that the problem? Do you want me to clarify? Gosh, you're all so silent. I don't know how we're going to do a session on personal branding for growth and success in the workplace if you're not going to bring your brand out in the front. I can assure you I don't bite, and there's no marks for this, so you can say whatever you want. It's not graded. It will not reflect in your final answers or mark sheet. No one? Yeah, I see someone's come online. Guys, I have a question for you. Did someone force you to sit in this session today? Is it a mandatory requirement for your course? Is that why you're attending this session?
No, sir.
And someone was saying something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Did someone force you to be here today? You're not engaging. It's like a personal vengeance. I didn't want to attend this session. I'm just still here. I'm not going to engage.
Sir, no one forced them. We are interested in this session.
Okay, awesome. So So tell me something. Were you there from the beginning? What happened in the first 30 seconds? And what happened in the next 30 seconds? You guys had an impression, right? You saw me introduce myself and what we're going to talk about today. Then I did the same thing again after 30, but in a different way. So what did you take out of it? What was your impression? Sorry, what was that? Is it the suit? Is that very intimidating? I can take this off if that's the problem. All right, let's make it more casual. I don't want to be all intimidating for you guys on a Friday morning. All right, so here's what happened, right? When I first started talking, I did not bring my best self to the conversation. I started off on a very low note. Hello, everyone. This is personal branding. I will be talking about this. And immediately you guys formed an opinion. Like, this is the guy who's going to be talking about personal branding. I mean, he can't even, talk with confidence. So what I want you to take away from this is people, your peers, your immediate environment are always looking at you. They are always going to be judging you, whether you like it or not, right? So I'm going to present my screen and let me know when you guys can see it. Okay. Are you guys able to see my screen? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to start presenting myself. I've already given you a little bit of introduction about myself. I think someone from your team has already done it, so I'm not going to give you more. But if any of you are interested in knowing more about me, you can go to LinkedIn, just type my name, Nidhin George, and you'll find everything you need to know about me over there. And today we are going to cover a little bit about personal branding, what it means, where to start, how to build a brand statement and a brand narrative. And I'll give you some very impactful tips and tricks on how you can go do this as you go around in your journey, right? So the first thing I want you to understand is you need to brand yourself or be branded. Now that's an age-old adage, it's a proverb. But what does it actually mean? Any of you want to take a shot at it? You're all MBA students, right? And I'm pretty sure you know what that means, right? So what does it mean? Lakshmi, are you able to? Because I'm on slide 3, but I can still see that it's still on the first slide in the Teams. Are you guys
Yes,
able to
yes,
see
it
my?
is still on the first slide. It's not, your slide isn't changing.
Why? Okay, I'm not sure why. Can you present me again?
1 second. You need it for this one, na, Nitin, right? Let me.
No, no, not. I don't need it on the one where my video is there. I need it for the other one. It's called Nidhin presenting.
It's already presenting. I'm not able to rechange you again. I can make you as attendees, but not as a presenter, no, because you're already presenting it.
Okay. But why is the slide not changing? This is weird.
1 second.
Okay. Do you want me to log off and log in? I mean, join in
You
again.
can
if that
try
helps.
that.
Okay. Shall I present now?
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay, I think you guys can see my
Yes,
screen now,
now
right?
it is changing. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so brand yourself or be branded. But what does that mean? I want to hear your perspective. What do you guys think it? Small ears. Tell me, I want to know what you guys think it. If you don't want to talk, if you don't want to unmute yourself and talk, you can always drop it in the chat section. I can read it. See, if this session has to progress forward, if you want me to take you through the slides, it has to be engaging. This is not a one-way street. I made that clear, right? The only rule in this presentation is you have to engage. It is going to be interactive. Okay, so what do you think it means? Someone saying something? I can see a lot of you smiling. What are you smiling about? What does this mean, guys? Brand yourself or be branded. Well, it's the exact example that I showed you when I first did the demonstration, right? People are always looking at you, and whether you like it or not, they are forming an opinion of you from the way you talk, from the way you dress, from the way you show up, right? And that's why it's important that you should always pay attention to your personal brand, right? You already have a personal brand, whether you realize it or not. So what this means is that if you do not take control of the narrative of your personal brand, then someone else will do it for you. But that narrative will not be something that you like, right? So what is a personal brand? A personal brand is the perception of an individual, which means of yourself, based on your experience, your expertise, your competencies, your actions, your achievements, your standing within a community, a peer, an industry, or the workplace, or your college or your school. And it's how people perceive you, not what you think of yourself, but it's what others think of, right? So your personal brand is the perception that people have of you, and by extension it also means that it is your reputation. And because it's your reputation, you have to be careful about it. You have to manage it. You cannot say like, I don't care about my reputation. No, that would be very harmful for you. So where do we start, right? If you're thinking like, now, okay, I know all this, but then how do I go about building my personal brand? But before we do that, I want to first tell you what makes for a good person, and more importantly, what is not a personal brand. Right? What are some of the misconceptions or wrong ideas that people have about? The first thing that you need to ask yourself, and at any point of time, this is a question that you will need to come to terms with. You will have to ask yourself this: what do I want to be known for? What's that one word, right? Why is this important? Because to the man who does not know where he wants to go, there is no favorable wind. And what this means is, if you do not know what you want to be known for, then whatever you are known for, it will not matter to you. But it is important that you craft this narrative for yourself, right? Now, I know you might be thinking, oh, okay, I am not a celebrity. I don't need a person. I'm not some CEO or influencer or a celebrity. What will I do with a person? Nothing could be further from it. You don't have to be a celebrity. You just have to be a person, but you need a person. You need to build your person. Now, some of you might be thinking, and I hear this a lot in my conversations with people, that personal branding seems like attention seeking. I'm not an attention. Sorry, were you saying something? Someone had a question? Anyone had a question? Or okay, I guess not. Don't you think personal branding is attention seeking? Well, it's not. I hear this a lot of the times. I'm an introvert. I'm not an attention seeker. I don't want to do all the personal branding. And then I tell yourself, well, if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it for you. The next misconception that people have is, I am not perfect. I will build a personal brand when I become perfect. Well, that's also not. You need to build your personal brand so that you can have a perfect image of it. So what makes for a personal brand, right? See, a lot of the times we tend to limit our understanding, our definition of a personal brand to the job that we have, the title that we have, the place that we are at. So most of you might be thinking, okay, I'm a student, and you make that your identity. But is that all there is? Is that all there is to a personal brand? Some people say, oh, I'm a CEO, I'm a founder, or I'm an executive assistant, I'm a photographer, I'm a full-time mom and a chef. Is that what makes for a personal brand, or is there something more to it? Well, to help you understand this, I am going to show you 2 slides, but very quickly. Okay, I need you to look at that picture. It will disappear from your screen very fast. I need you to look at that picture and tell me the name of that object. Yeah, clear? Thumbs up if you understood what I'm saying. Some reaction, thumbs up. Yeah, all right. Okay, you understood what I'm saying. All right, so pay attention, pay very close attention. What was it? What did you? Sorry, you can drop it in the chat. You guys have access to the chat, right? You can a JCB. Yeah, okay, cool. Finally, someone saying. Who said that? Ritika. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Ritika. Anyone else? What was it? How many of you, all right, fine. How many of you say JCB? Give me a thumbs up. JCB, JCB. All right, all right. Cool, cool. Nice. All right. So everyone says it's a JCB, yeah? But can I tell you something? I asked you to name the object, not give me the brand. It's an excavator. Yeah, it's a bulldozer, right? But you all said JCB. But so do you see what's happening here? A lot of the times when a brand becomes so powerful, it takes over the entire ecosystem. Let's do that again. I'm going to show you one more picture. This time again, it's going to disappear. I need you guys to tell me what it is. All right. So did you see it? What was it? Are you guys able to see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the name of the object?
So JCB.
JCB.
Yes, that was the previous. I'm talking about the next picture. Did you see the next picture? What is the name of the object? What was that object?
A printer and
Printer, okay. How many of you say Xerox? Okay, this time you got the trick. You said it's a printer, it's a photocopy machine. But you see what's happened here? JCB became so synonymous with the heavy machinery industry that any sort of heavy machinery bulldozer that you see or an excavator that you see, you think we say it's a JCB. It's not a JCB. JCB is one of the companies that make a bulldozer. But we all say it's a JCB.
but it's a JCB has brand.
Sorry, JCB has?
The one brand, so that's why. Like toothpaste is the brand, but everyone says Colgate, so that's why.
Exactly, yeah. Colgate. Colgate is another example. Toothpaste is the object. Colgate is a brand, but Colgate became so synonymous that their brand became the object identifier, right? Now, this is what we call branding by equity. I'll come to more of that in a little bit. So this is a photocopy machine, but a lot of the times we say Xerox machine. Well, That's because regardless of whether it's an IBM photocopier or an HP photocopier, we just say Xerox. That's what happens when a company becomes so entrenched within the minds of the people, right? So let's look at the different types of branding there is, and you might want to choose which one of this you want for yourself, right? So there's branding by differentiation, there's branding by positioning, there's branding by association, and there's branding by equity. So you're all MBA students. I'm not going to explain this. I want you guys to explain this to me. What are these four kinds of branding, right? Branding by differentiation. What does that mean? I'm pretty sure this might be one of the subjects that you have to study in one of your courses. So I open the floor to you, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Tell me, what is branding by differentiation? No one? Anyone? There are 102 of you in this chat and nobody is engaging. How is that possible?
Sir, hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Tell me.
Branding by differentiation strategy of making a brand like a stand out from others its competitors by emphasizing what makes it unique or better, I think.
Okay, who said that? Sarthak, is that you?
Yes, sir.
All right, amazing. Thank you, Sarthak. That is exactly what it is. Branding by differentiation is standing out. How do you differentiate yourself from your peers, from your competition, from the people within your circle? That is called branding by differentiation. Now we know we move on to branding by positioning. All right, what does that mean? Well, to give you a simple example, some of you, there might be a topper in your, right? Somebody who's consistently always getting the top grades, highest grades. That is branding by positioning. So comparative or relative to everybody else in your class, this topper has a position, right? Everybody looks up to that topper or everybody acknowledges that topper as the first rank. So branding by positioning is the relative comparison between everyone else in the group. Then there is branding by association. What does that mean? You know how okay, which is your favorite brand of shoes? Nike, Puma, Adidas, what is it?
Puma.
Puma, yeah. Yeah. Why Puma? Why do you like Puma?
Because Puma have a different comfortable to others and a unique design.
I don't think it's comfort because Nike, Adidas, all of them are equally comfortable. There's nothing
Hey, but
that differentiates.
the Puma shoes weight is very light and running also set perfect. No slip and
There is all. Okay, who is the brand ambassador for Puma? Who is synonymous with Puma?
Sir Virat Kohli.
Okay, that is what is called as branding by association. When Usain Bolt was still running in the Olympics, Puma and Usain Bolt had a great association, right? Puma used the brand of Usain Bolt, the skills, right, the winning victory of Usain Bolt to position itself. So that's branding by association. You guys are studying in a university, and when you graduate, you will be using the name of Sharda University in your the name in your certificates, in your resume, right? You're branding yourself by association with the university that you studied in. Some of you may be taking a screenshot of this. Some of you may go on your LinkedIn and type a post saying, hey, I attended this session by Nidhin George. And that is branding by association. You're going to tag me, Nidhin George, so that you can get visibility into my network as well. My network on LinkedIn is going to see you. And who knows, maybe at some point when you graduate, you might get a job offer from one of them. That is branding by association. You associate yourself with a brand or a name that you know is more powerful and more influential than you in the market so that you can get the rewards of that network. That is branding by association. And branding by equity, we just saw before what happened, right? And JCB became so popular, so commonplace that excavators no longer had a name, but it became JCB, right? It's when your brand has become so entrenched that it's created equity for itself in the market, right? That's when it becomes, that's when it's known as branding by equity. So to give you an example of personal branding of people in that, when you think 100 meter sprint, who comes to your mind? Well, for some of you who are old like me, you might say Lewis Carroll, Jesse Owens. But for you guys, it might be Usain Bolt, right? That's branding by equity. You've created a great brand for yourself within the market, within the equity. Right? So what does your personal brand mean for others? Because see, at the end of the day, no matter who it is, the brand value always comes from how others experience your brand. So what does your brand mean for others? And how does it engage with others, right? So I want you to think about these elements. There are 7 or 8 elements of them, and I want you to think for yourself, how do you fit in the picture in all of these elements? Your personal brand is all about how you make people feel. Your personal brand is all about the experiences that you create for others. When people come in contact with you, when they talk to you, when they engage with you, how do they feel? Do they feel happy? Do they feel warm and welcome? Or do they feel anxious and insecure and scared? That's your brand value that you're creating, right? What do you do? How do people feel when they talk to you, when they engage with you? It is your reputation. And what this means is it's what people are talking about. It's what people are talking about you in front of you. It's also what people are talking about you behind your back. There is not just one way, right? And the more authentic your personal brand is, what people say in front of you and what people say behind you will be the same. So you want to get to a position where people have, or your reputation among people is consistent. Your brand is your promise. What does that mean? Well, when you say you will do something, will you do it or are you going to delay it? For example, hey, I will give you that work or I will complete that project by Friday. But Friday comes, you don't say anything, you don't respond. And then for the next 2 or 3 days, nothing from you. And then next Friday, you say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm delayed. Here's the work. Well, you're not a man of your word, so you're not a woman of your word. So make sure that what you say and what you do are exactly the same. It's your story. How do you narrate your story? Who you are, what you do, right? That constitutes your personal brand. It's your values. Your personal brand is all about your values. And what do I mean by values? Values means, what do you stand for? What do you believe in? What is your guiding force for your actions and your words, right? What are some of the values that you hold? Think about what values define you and drive you. Right? It's how you communicate your actions, but also your words, and also the unspoken communication, right? All of these are very important. It's your differentiation. It's how you differentiate yourself from others. Remember, we spoke about the branding by differentiation, right? You have to figure out a way, you have to understand what makes you unique and stand out. It's how you show up, not just for work, not just at school, but in life in general. Do you show up smartly dressed or do you wake up with messy hair and attend college looking like a hippie? There's nothing wrong in looking like a hippie if that is who you authentically are. But if you're not putting effort into dressing up and showing up, then that's a problem. It's a problem because it is going to affect you in all areas of your life, right? So your personal brand is all these things combined. And now I want to tell you about the 3 dimensions. What this means is, what does it take for your personal brand to connect with others? The foundation of this pyramid is reliability. You have to be reliable. If people cannot rely on you, then all of the above does not make sense. Now, once they know you're reliable, then the next aspect of your personal brand is the functionality that you bring into it, right? Is your personal brand something people can relate with? Is it going to help them? Will it impact them? Is it going to assist them? So all of these make to the dimension of your personal brand. The last bit is the emotional aspect of people need to feel something when they come to you, right? If you're not really connecting with anyone on an emotional level, and when I say emotional level, I don't mean you have to sit with them and listen to all their sad stories. No, like we saw in the previous slide, when people are talking to you, how do you make them feel, right? Happy, sad, insecure, scared. That's the emotional aspect I'm talking. So reliability, functionality, and emotional control. Now, how does this work? How do you bring all these 3 dimensions into the brand experience? Well, there's the verbal aspect of it, there's the visual aspect of it, and there is the behavioral aspect. The verbal aspect of it is the communication, the verbal conversation you're having back and forth. So I'm talking to you now. You are building a perception of me. You're building an image of me based on how I'm talking to you. Then there's the visual aspect of it. You're looking at me. You're looking at how I'm dressed, how I've combed my hair, how I show up, and you're building a perception. And then there is the behavioral aspect of it, is how I behave in general. Am I talking? Am I rude? I think there's some background noise. Can you mute yourself? Someone's raised their hand. If you have a question, Ankit, you can ask. Hello? Ankit, do you have a question? I see that your hand is raised. Okay. I guess not. We shall move on. So brand statement. We're going to do an activity, but see, I don't know if I should do this activity with you guys because nobody is responding to me. This activity only works if you're going to respond. And so far, all the 100 and how many of you are there? 160, 100 people of you and no one's responding. But does it make sense to do this activity or would you just listen to a seminar and go home. What do you guys think? Should we do this or shall I just skip it?
Yes, sir. Do it.
Activity, okay, activity I can do, but that activity will require your engagement. Without engaging, the activity doesn't make sense. So, show of hands, raise your hands or your virtual hands. How many of you are willing to engage? And then I'll decide.
Hello, students. Here is Dr. Gaurav Agrawal here, and this is a two-way communication. Okay, I am audible.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yeah, yeah. You're audible.
Yeah, yeah. It is a two-way communication. First thing is a resource person, and second is the attendees. So the class should be interactive and engaged. Okay. If there is any question from the resource person side, so you have to raise your hand or you have to answer it. Maybe it will be right or wrong. So there is nothing like the answer will be right or the answer will be wrong. It is something which is related to the interactive session. Okay. So whenever the resource person asks you something or want to raise or want to engage, so please reply. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Gaurav. And like Dr. Gaurav said, there is no right and wrong here, right? And this is not graded. This is not part of your curriculum, so you don't have to worry about wrong answers.
Please mute yourself. All the students, please, sir.
Right,
Please,
so there's
please,
no
sir.
right and wrong answer. This is not graded. You don't have to worry about it at all, right? So this is the best part about the whole exercise, about the whole session. And I love this part personally because this is how I learned how to position myself. This activity that I'm about to show you, I've done this hundreds of times, right? Every time I'm applying for a new job, every time I'm applying for a new position, or when I'm trying to present myself in front of a forum like this, I do this activity, and it really helps me understand what I bring to the table and how I should position myself, right? So the activity is simple. I want you guys to imagine that your friend or somebody you know has invited you to a party or to an evening, a gathering, a dinner, whatever it is, right? There's going to be a lot of influential people at the dinner, and it's a good opportunity for you to sort of showcase yourself. But you do not know anyone at this meeting, at this party. So what is your host going to do? What is your friend going to do? Your friend is going to introduce you to everyone in the group, right? So if I was at the party and my friend invited me, my friend would probably say, hello everyone, I want you to meet Nidhin George. He is blah 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 so. And right, so I want you to imagine this, that your friend is introducing you to a group of people. How do you want your friend to introduce you? What should your friend say about? To give you an example, you can read the statement. Let's say, like, hi everyone, this is your name. He or she is known for, she has accomplished all these things. Do you want to talk about, you want to talk to him? For example, if my friend is introducing me, he would probably say, or she would probably say something like this. Hi everyone, this is Nidhin George. He is an expert content marketing and brand marketing executive. He's worked for the top B2B SaaS companies, and right now he is a brand marketing consultant. He also takes training sessions for junior executives, senior executives, and students. If you have any content marketing requirements, you should talk to Nidhin because he's an expert at it. Does that make sense, right? So now you know exactly who Nidhin George is. You know exactly what he brings to the table, and you know exactly how he, Nidhin, can help you with your requirements if you have a requirement. So think about it briefly. Don't think about it too long because I'll give you this thing later on, and you can think about it in detail much later. But unmute yourself or type in the chat and let me know how you would like to be introduced. Okay, let me give you another example. Let's imagine that at the end of the year, at the end of your MBA program, your principal or your head of the department or your teacher is introducing you to a group of companies that have come to campus placement. How do you want your head of the department, how do you want your teacher to introduce? What should they say about? Did you get the assignment? Was I clear? Does that make sense?
Hello, sir. May I interrupt?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So now I'm
Nidhin
looking
ji.
forward to hearing your answer. And
Hello.
again, there's no
Mr.
right and wrong here. This is just to make you think.
Miss,
This activity is
Mr.
just to
Nidhin
get you
ji.
think. Yes.
Nidhin sir, may I interrupt?
Yes, please.
Hello. Yeah. Students, sir is asking something about your brand positioning. It means कि you have to position you. है ना? कि after 2 years or after 1 year, your HODs or your mentors want to introduce you in front of the placement team or any other person. So simply you have to reply that what is you want from the top management side. It is your positioning. You have to answer कि what you want to do within the 1 year, and after the 1 year what is your brand positioning? Okay. हेलो 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 आपको सिंपली केवल इतना बताना है कि 1 साल के बाद आपको किस तरीके से पोजीशन करना है, हम लोग कैसे बोलेंगे आपके बारे में, क्या सोचते हो आप? यू आर अ हम ऐसा बोलेंगे, यू आर ए वेरी इंटेलिजेंट ऐसा बोलेंगे, तो दिस इज द क्वेश्चन. ओके ओके ओके, प्लीज रिप्लाई.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm eagerly waiting for your replies. You can type it in the chat if you do want to talk or if you're conscious about speaking. There's a chat option. I can read that. Hey, this is my friend Ashish. We went to college together. He is a sales executive in ITC and he's very genius and hardworking person. All right, Harsh, thank you for that. Anyone else wants to take a shot at it? Harsh. By the way, it had all the aspects of the example that I gave. So good job. What else? Who else wants to take a shot at it? I'm reading your replies.
Introducing your friend depends on the situation, like in casual form, formal, professional, or social. Social, there are some common ways to be a friend. In a casual setting, hey, this is my friend, and we went to school together, and guys meet Alexa. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. So you're getting the picture, right? But
Yes.
how do you now make a powerful statement when you're building a resume, when you're building a CV, or if you just want to create your LinkedIn profile? Whatever I just gave you right now, you have to do it for yourself, but you have to decide how am I going to write about it, right? So this is where the whole activity of the brand statement building comes into. So what is a brand statement? Well, a brand statement is your key message, right? What you want to convey to the other person. Now, when I'm going to apply for a job, what do I need to do? Yeah, tell me. What do I need to do when I'm going to apply for a job? I'll give you an example. First thing I need to do when I'm going to apply for a job is let the recruiter know the skills I have which are relevant for the job. Correct? What else? Sorry, what else? I couldn't hear you. What else do I need to know? What do I need to do?
Students, yesterday I told you regarding the branding. So branding is something which is related to the USP. What you can do, others can't do. Okay. So the first thing is USP, your uniqueness, the things which you can do affirmatively, the others can't. Okay. So this is the USP, and it is the brand statement also. Clear? Hello.
Exactly. That is correct.
And
Right?
Yes, sir.
and in the classroom session yesterday, I have already told about the uniqueness. The work which assigned to me is up to the me only, na? Others can't do that work particularly or the perfectly. So it is the uniqueness. So you have to decide or you have to make a brand statement for you, your uniqueness. हम कर सकते हैं, दूसरा नहीं कर सकता. Okay, बेटा?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. You guys are not paying attention in class. That is the reason why. Because just yesterday you had a session of this, and today you guys should be able to ace it. I mean, you guys should be telling me the answers to all of this. It's a very recent class that you had. Okay. So what I need to do is first I need to let the recruiter know that I have the skills that they're looking for in the job. Second, like Professor mentioned, there are things or unique selling point that I bring to the table which nobody else can bring, which would be a great addition for that job, for that recruiter, right? My credibility in the sense, do I have any experience in that field? Have I done this sort of a job before? Or have I done any internship or project on it? What makes me credible for this job? And finally, my CTA. CTA in this sense can be in the sense of applying for a job, your CTA could probably be your phone number or your email address, but generally a CTA would be, hey, if you're facing or if you'd like help with any of these, reach out to me, right? It's the call to action. Like you've told them everything about yourself. Now, what is the call to action? What are you inviting them to do, right? A CTA can also be check out my website or check out my portfolio for more information on what all I have done. Make sense? Yeah. So let's take an example.
Yes,
now,
sir.
this is my brand state. This is the overview that I give of myself. And last week when your leaders and the foundation, the SEMS Foundation, Lakshmi, when we were in conversation, she asked me, give me your profile. Tell me something about yourself, right? So this is what I gave them. And it's important to have a draft like this created for yourself. Tell me, would I be here today if I did not give them this? If I did not have a brand positioning for myself, I would not be here talking to you. Somebody else would be here talking to you. Somebody who was in a better position to showcase their brand would have been asked to come and take this session. So do you agree that your brand positioning, your personal brand is very important for you to get opportunities in life, in your career, in your growth? Agreed or not? All those who agree, give me a thumbs up. Those who don't agree, give me a thumbs down. Again, there is no right and wrong answer. This is your personal belief. What do you think? So a lot of you agree. Does anyone disagree with this statement? Okay, good. Nobody disagrees. So at least you understand that your brand positioning is very important. Now, will you promise me, will you guys promise me that after this session is over the weekend or whenever you get time, will you create a brand positioning like this for yourself? Yes, it will not be easy. It will be
Yes,
difficult.
sir.
Okay, awesome. Right, that's what I good. After this session is over, if you guys are interested, I will give you this small little workbook that you can use. All you need to do is make a copy of it. It has all the guidelines and all the things that you need to create this sort of a brand statement for yourself, right? There are a lot of formulas in this, so I would suggest that you do not change anything, only add in the empty columns, correct? And while I'm telling you this, I also want you to understand, or I also want to put something into your perspective. How many of you pay attention to how you dress? How many of you really think about it? How many of you give attention to your dressing? When you wear formals, what do? You just pull a shirt, wear your pants, wear a shoe, and just walk in? Or do you look at how you've dressed yourself properly? Is the shirt tucked in properly, or is it like falling out? And for the ladies, do you have good formal attire, or do you just wear anything that looks decent? How many of you pay attention to how you dress? How many of you pay attention to the perfume that you use, the scent that you use? Do you know how you smell in front of others? If you don't know, then you should. You can ask, and yes, it's going to be awkward. Don't ask a stranger, but go and ask a close friend. Hey, how do I smell on a normal day, on a regular day? Is it good or is it bad? Because I can assure you, people are looking, people are noticing all these things. When you walk in for an interview, or when you walk in for a job, or when you start working, people are going to be noticing every aspect of you, right? You can disagree with me, that's fine, but people are noticing. And in the end, if you take effort, you wanted to say something? All right, thank you. So this little worksheet will help you look into all of that. And if you've not been thinking about it, start thinking about it now, okay? Start thinking about the perfume that you use, start thinking about how you dress, how you show up. Every little detail matters. So what I want you to understand, or what I want you to take away from this session is this: if you can measure it, you can manage it. Now, I want you to think about, how do you measure your personal brand? How can you put a tag on it, right? This is how you can put a tag. I want you to go on Google and type your name. Everybody, go on Google right now and type your name and tell me what comes up. Okay, this activity does not require you to talk. So please go on Google, type your name, and let me know what comes up. I've got another screen here. I can see all your answers, so I'm waiting. It's an island comes. Okay, so when you type your name, an island is coming. Is there any link that leads back to you? A LinkedIn profile, or a blog, or your picture? What about the others? By the way, thank you, Anubha, for that reply. What about the others? What do you guys see? What are others seeing? No,
Hello.
sir. Nothing. बाकी लोगों को क्या? कुछ नहीं. Nothing. It shows my own LinkedIn and Insta. Okay, that's good. Which means that you have a recognition. You have a reference. Choose my Insta. Okay, fair enough. But see, this is what I want you guys to understand, okay? From the perspective of your professional life, from the perspective of the workplace, right? Regardless of whether you want to work in a company, or at one day you may start your own business, what you ideally want when somebody is Googling your name is, you want your LinkedIn profile to show up in the top result. Why? Because that is what gives you opportunities, right? You want your professional details to come up as soon as possible. So if you have your own website, you want that to come up in the top. If you have a LinkedIn profile and you are very active on LinkedIn, you want that to be in the top results. That is how people identify you, but more importantly, that is how opportunities find you. If you want a reference, type my name on Google and see what, right? Or type the name of a person that you admire, that you look up to, an influencer or a celebrity that you really like. Type their name on Google and see what comes. So you will be Googled. People will look at you and look for you. What are they going to see? That is in your control. Best time to build a brand was 10 years ago. Honestly, the earlier you start, the better chances you have. Now you're all in college. I want you to imagine this. You start building your brand today. You take efforts, as in maybe you create a LinkedIn profile, or you create a website and you start building on it. You start posting it. you start commenting, you start engaging. In 10 years' time, can you imagine how much that brand would have gone? You will be a superstar. You will be a rock star. And I wish somebody had told me this when I was in college, because it's been 15 years since I graduated from college, and I could have built an influencer profile for myself right now, right? But I started late still. Even though I started late, even though it's only been like 5 years that I actively took charge of my LinkedIn profile, I'm seeing great results. So start now, right? The next best time is to start now. And I will also give you this free Canva template, right? I want you guys to think that in the future, sometime in the future, you are all going to be featured on the Forbes magazine, all right? Your picture is going to be there on the cover of Forbes magazine. What do you want Forbes magazine to say about? Maybe you started your own business and you want to be an entrepreneur, right? You're solving a real world problem and you want Forbes to talk about it. Maybe you're running an NGO. Maybe you're doing a social work. Maybe you've become a photographer. Maybe you're traveling the world. Whatever it is, if you were featured on Forbes, how would you want that magazine to talk about you, to reference you? This is called back from the future thinking. It's an activity that a lot of therapists and psychologists use to really get you thinking, and to some call it manifestation also, right? You can call it whatever you want, but think about this, right? If you want this template, just let me know. I'm happy to share this with you. You can put your own photo in there and type your own details. So what are some of the ways that you can start right now, today? If you're starting today, what are some of the things that you can do if you want to build a profile, if you want to build a personal brand? Only thing you need to keep in mind is be consistent for the next 5 years, right? First thing, podcasting. You can start your own podcast. It doesn't take any money. All you need is a mobile phone, and podcasting is an industry that's really growing in India right now. And if you can give yourself 5 years, you can actually start earning money off your podcast. Not just that, you can become an influencer. LinkedIn. How many of you have a solid LinkedIn profile? Give me a thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, all right. I mean, I like the confidence, but are you sure that if I went in on your LinkedIn profile and looked at your profile, I would be amazed? I would be interested in hiring you? I need you to think from the point of a hiring manager. If a hiring manager saw your LinkedIn profile, would they be inspired to reach out to you? If not, then that's a problem. You need to work on your LinkedIn. Invest in mentors, right? You're in college, you have a lot of mentors. Talk to them. Not just about your subject, but about life in general, right? Your teachers, your professors, your seniors, those who have experience in the world, they have a lot more to offer, right? How many of you have actually thought about having these conversations? Yeah, somebody's raised their hand. Do you have a question? Please, you can ask. Oh, okay, you're just saying you've thought about it, right? Share your experience on LinkedIn, on your website. I mean, those who regularly post on LinkedIn really build that brand. Participate in events, whether it's in college or when you start working. If there are networking events, I want you to participate. Think about how you can network and take risk in reaching out to people. Don't be afraid of rejections. If you want a job, if you want a particular kind of job, start reaching out to people, start talking out to them. You will get rejected a lot, but you will also find your job. And always keep learning, never stop learning. Finally, collaborate and observe. You see, we all like working in silo, but true power comes when you involve others into the picture. You can learn a lot more. You know, when I was in school and college, I used to have, there were these certain kind of friends who would not help anyone because they were afraid that if they helped others, then others would learn and they would lose marks, or somebody would, do better than them. That's a very naive mindset, because the more you give, the more you help others, the more better you become. So always look at how you can collaborate and help others, right? All right. I've come to the end of the presentation. If you guys have any questions, please ask. I'll be happy to take them. Or do we have time, Lakshmi? Professor, I'm not sure what the...
All of you can ask the question, or you can share your experience regarding the brand which you have already seen, or which you have already seen in the market. Okay, so you can ask the question if you have, or you can experience, or you can share your experience with the sir. Anybody? Hello.
I think everyone's tired. Did I did I really tire you guys?
Hello. Am I audible? Anybody hear me or not?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Yeah, so please reply na. Simply I am saying that कि you can share your experience with the sir, your sweet and bitter experience of the last 6 months or 8 months, है ना? And you can ask the question also. So if there is no question, you can share the experience. So that it is an interactive engagement.
Sure, sir. Sir, this is Akshay Kumar. Hello.
Yes, Akshay, speak Akshay.
Yeah, hi
Yeah.
Akshay. Hello, tell me.
Good afternoon, good morning, sir. This is Akshay. Well, I want to ask one question, sir. Sir, like we are all future and we are pursuing MBA.
So, what is the main importance of brand in the as a fresher and in the organization we are going to get really after 1 month or 1 year?
Could you ask that question again? Are you asking me what is the most important branding that you have to do? Is that the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are all freshers. We are pursuing MBA, and we are in the first year. So after 1 year, we are going to go in the corporate. So how we can build our brand and how can we do as the corporate demands in the certain time.
Well, it's a good thing that you're all freshers. You're in your first year, which means you have 2 years, 2 entire years to actually build and work on your brand before you get to a job, before you get into the corporate world, right? So, first thing I would advise you to do is look at your LinkedIn profile, right? How does it look? If you want a reference or a benchmark, look at some of the LinkedIn profiles of people who are already working. Look at my LinkedIn profile, see how it is structured out, and try to assimilate that, try to create a similar profile. Obviously, you will not be able to add 15 years of work experience, that's okay, but maybe every week or every once in every month, you can write about what you learned in college, what subject you found very interesting, what project you worked on, or if there was an assignment or a field trip that you went on, right? Write about the experience, talk about what you learned. A lot of people would be very curious to read that, right? So use the next 2 years to build your brand authority and presence. Second thing I want you to do is start paying more attention to how you show up. When you go to classroom, how do you go? How do you dress up? How do you show up? Right? I can assure you, when I was in college, I used to wear t-shirt and jeans and just go like an idiot, honestly, right? But it is only now that after I started working and I understood the power of dressing and showing up in a good way. Look at me, I dress formally now, right? I know to dress to the occasion. I don't always dress formally. When I go out for a party, that's a different thing. But how do I show up in a place that actually matters? And I can assure you, people will notice you. Take this as a challenge. For the next 2 years, start paying attention to how you dress up and how you show up. Your teachers will notice, your students will notice, your seniors will notice, your juniors will notice, but more importantly, it will shape you into the kind of brand that you want to build for yourself, right? There's a saying, dress for the brand that you want, not the brand that you see. Does that make sense? To answer your question, you do
Yes,
these
sir.
two things, that you will be in a good position to take on the challenges of working in corporate.
So,
Good question, by the way. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Nitin, there are few questions in the chat box also.
Yeah, okay, I'm looking at them. How can we build brand equity? Time. There is no alternative to building brand equity other than time. Time and consistency. Two of both these things, right? You will not achieve it by the end of your MBA. You will not achieve it in the next 10 years also. But if you can consistently do it for the next 10 years, brand equity will already be yours. What things will highlight us from others in aspect of self-branding? I don't know. Only you know that, right? I know what highlights me from others because I'm aware of my unique selling points, your USP, right? What is your USP? Do you know that? If you don't know that yet, then invest some time into finding out what you're good at, what makes you truly unique, right? I mean, I did not know I was good at talking and presenting and taking these webinars and online sessions until I actually tried it. But once I tried it, I realized that I'm good. I can do a good job. People like it. So you need to try, experiment. Maybe you'll fail, but you'll also realize that, hey, this is something I'm good at. Yeah? So what are the common ways that we can adopt on a daily basis to make us a unique brand? Well, the most important thing is keep your promise. Be a man or a woman of your words. When you say you will do something, do it. That's the most important thing. Forget dressing, forget everything else, right? If you can stay true to your word, that's already differentiating you at a higher level than 99% of the people. So try to be conscious of that, right? Try to be aware of how true you can be to your word. How can you keep your promise? And then, like I said, there are a lot of other things that you can do. Pay attention to how you dress up, how you show up, how you talk to people. Maybe you can ask one of your friends to take a video of you when you're talking with someone or when you're presenting on the stage or when you're, giving a session somewhere. And that will help you understand your posture and your position, right? Sometimes maybe, you're very conscious, so you stand like this, or you're very scared, or sometimes you fidget a lot with your hands and your fingers, right? So you don't know all this because you cannot see yourself. So ask someone, your close friend, to take a video or a picture of you and look at it, observe it. Then see how you can change it, How do you change it? Stand in front of a mirror and talk to yourself, to others, to whoever you want, right? So small things like this, remember you have 2 more years to practice all of this. And then imagine yourself after you've completed your MBA, you walk into an interview, you walk into that first job with so much confidence, your head held high, you give them a firm shake hand, and people are like, wow, where is this person coming from? There's so much of confidence, right? So yeah, those are some of the things that you can do in the initial day. Great questions, by the way. Thank you for asking them.
Nithinji, there is one question in the chat box from our student Aruba, and it is a nice question. Can you answer that particular question?
Yeah, sir, exactly. That's what I was answering right now, Aruba Khan, right? What are the common ways that we can adopt on a daily basis to make us a unique brand? So first thing is keep your word, keep your promise, right? That's the one thing that builds trust. If you say you will do something, do it. And if you can't do it, tell it that, hey, it won't be possible, or maybe another time. And when people see that you are reliable, do you remember the pyramid that I showed you, right? What is the foundation of the pyramid in the brand experience? If you guys were paying attention, you would know there are only 3 steps in that pyramid. What is the foundation of the pyramid?
It's a reliability.
Reliability, exactly.
Yeah.
So
But
only
sir,
with reliability, the other two matter.
yes. I have already, Nithin sir, I have already told to my students. Actually, I am teaching financial management, and I am the finance guy. So I don't have much knowledge about the marketing and any other thing. But in the finance, it is on my tip. So I have already told to the students that the first thing is reliability. If I say that I am doing this, okay, I am doing this. And if I say that I will not do this, so I will not do this. So there is no compulsion. There is no any other things. There is no commitment. Do's means do's and don'ts means don't. So it will generate the reliability.
Exactly, right? Reliability. When people know you are reliable, your trust quotient goes up. They know that, if I reach out to Aruba, he or she will say and do what she says. I'll be like, okay, I can trust that. And from that, everything else matters. And finally, also pay attention to how people feel around, right? In the end, your intentions may be good, or you may think that you're a nice person, but maybe you come across as a very intimidating person and people are afraid or scared of you. So that's something you can change.
When you are a principal man, and you are following the principles or equity. So these are the problems you have to face.
Exactly. and you will know your brand is working, right? Because there will be some people who will appreciate it, and there will be some people who are not aligned with you, who will have a problem with it. That's when you know your brand is actually working. Because there's a saying, if everybody likes you, then you're doing things wrong.
Yeah, and it will work slowly. It will work slowly.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Dr. Gaurav, for the engagement. Anyone else has any questions? What kind of quality do we need for corporate employee to show their uniqueness? It also depends on what field you're in, what sector you're in, right? You need to have the skills, the knowledge, and the experience. Experience only comes with time, so that's why I'm putting it the last, right? So if you're in finance domain, you need to have the skills. With what sort of skills am I talking about, right? I'm talking about financial skills, like analyzing statements, working on Excel sheets. How good are you at crunching numbers on Excel? Can you derive formulas and output on Excel, right? The skills, the knowledge. So knowledge around finance fundamentals. You cannot hope to be working in an accountancy firm and not knowing what the fundamentals of accounting are, correct? So skills and knowledge. This you need to have as a baseline. And if it's not strong, then develop on both of them, because it will take you really far. You remember, we live in the age of AI, right? Artificial intelligence, where a lot of the things that humans can do are being done quickly and easily. So how do you differentiate yourself in that age? You need to make sure that your fundamentals are strong, right? That you can catch mistakes even if an AI makes. Don't be that person who relies entirely on AI, that you do not have any fundamentals and AI can give you anything wrong and you will accept it. No, make sure your foundations are strong so that you can catch a mistake when AI makes. So these are the kind of qualities that you need on a foundational level. Then once you start working, as you grow, obviously, right, you need to have good communication skills. Because working is never in a box. You are engaging with people, you're talking with people. So develop on these skills. How do you develop on these skills? By actually talking with people, right? And when people notice you, then they will start recognizing you. Otherwise, there's no point. You can do amazing work, but nobody knows you, nobody notices you. You need to ensure that people notice you. Remember, I spoke about blowing your own trumpet, your credibility. You need to showcase that to people. Yeah.
Okay, a very good morning to everyone. It's my proud privilege to deliver a vote of thanks for today's enriching session on personal branding. On behalf of Sharda School of Business Studies, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Nidhin George, for sharing his valuable insights and practical wisdom. Your session was truly inspiring and has given us all a fresh perspective on building and presenting ourselves in professional world. I would also like to express our sincere thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Ms. Jayanti Ranjan ma'am, for your constant support and encouragement. A special note of appreciation goes to our convener, Mr. Gaurav Agarwal sir, for his dedicated guidance and coordination and efforts in making this session a grand success. Last but not least, I thank you all the participants, faculty team members who joined us today and contributed to the vibrant energy of this session. Thank you all. Have a great day ahead.